fitting in a new society. And then again, we see that you have chosen to depict this family, this Kurdish family, in their own households. In quite the choice of lights that you have, it's slightly darker, dimmer, but the Norwegian family has much brighter field lights, and things look. You make a clear distinction and contrast between these two worlds in a way. And then it ends with the Kurdish family being in the other bride's Norwegian household in a way. So, which is a very interesting stylistic choice, I think. And I wanted to again ask you to explain why you decided to focus on this issue, on this topic. Is this something that you have personal experience from? For example, when you yourself came to Europe and started to make a new place your home, or and also your stylistic and artistic choices as well.
Oh yeah. Thanks. First of all, this project was somehow commissioned to me by Bergen University. There are two researchers, Hilde Danielsen and Synnøve Bendiksen. They have been working on a project called Parenting Cultures in Norway, which is a sociological and anthropological research. And this research, they wanted to communicate the results of the research to public. And for such a subject, I mean, the regular dissemination methods for research is just like writing articles and joining seminars and academic circles. It just didn't make much sense to communicate this kind of research, because that's why they wanted to turn it into a visual work. And we decided to do one photography exhibition, more like a documentary photography show, and also a film basically. Initially we had the idea of making a documentary, but then we said a fiction will be much more fruitful, because then we can compress a lot of the issues into one very dense script, which can talk about everything. And so the idea of focusing on the birthdays was my idea, but this was something that kept coming back in their own research as well. So this birthdays was a very important platform for both Norwegian and migrant parents to perform their parenting. So people decided if they were good or not good parents, depending on how they provided this birthday celebration to their children or not. So this was one thing, and I also personally, growing up in a Kurdish family, I mean, I'm one of 6 siblings, and I don't remember celebrating my own birthday. And this is not in a cultural thing in us, not because of religious reasons or anything else, but practically there was no room for it. And also, technically, my birth date and my registered birth date on my ID is not the same. So there is not a specific importance given to birthdays in our culture. It's not that the person is not celebrated, but there are other ways of celebrating the individuality of the person, not the birthday party itself. So we wanted to focus on this thing, and it wasn't like their research. The research of the researchers was not particularly about Kurdish diaspora, but because I have this background, I found it easier to translate the issues into a Kurdish family and to kind of set it up within this context. And that's why we have chosen this, and we wanted to look at these 2 kids, but we did not want to focus particularly on children as well, because this is a matter about parents, not about children. Children are taking their rose in the world of parents. It's more about parenting. That's why I think it's also birthday parents. Yeah, this is the story of how we did it, and also the stylistic matter is that's very actually accurate. The description we when we went to I mean, it's of course there is one part of it is the cultural background, how we growing up in let's say feudal societies, home is our private space. So we have our curtains closed, and like everything is more private. The home of a Middle Eastern person is it's yeah, it's closed. It's our cave, and things whatever happen in there is secret, more or less. Like it doesn't have to be bad, but like it's sacred and secret. Whereas in the Western society, it's more transparent. It's brighter. People have less curtains. You can see through. And we also the claustrophobic nation of these migrant families. They are put in these very small council houses. So like this is the reality. So we just wanted to follow up in that lead a little bit. And yeah, director of photography George Chipper, he was really good at handling these things. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Qadir, I'm going to ask you quite a similar question about your own role in depicting that character of Amal in the film My Brother Amal.